Yes, hello there guys, girls, people of the internet and the YouTube gaming community. My name is BPR Gaming and today we bring you some brand new information of Assassin's Creed Origins, and it has been confirmed that Cleopatra and Caesar will be in Assassin's Creed Origins, as well as Cleopatra's little brother and pharaoh of the time, Ptolemy. Now guys, there's going to be some brand new information on them, giving some background into what they are in the game, and if you guys want more videos, click that subscribe button, like the video if you have enjoyed, and let's get into it. Now, The Last Pharaoh, Assassin's Creed Origins is set during the reign of Cleopatra, an extremely tumultuous and pivotal era for Egypt, and one that fits in well with the series' preference for periods of conflict, upheaval, and massive societal change. In fact, John says 49 BCE was a particularly bad time for Egypt. Cleopatra and her young brother Ptolemy had previously ruled Egypt together as its co-regents, but were now embroiled in a civil war for Egypt's throne. This war coincided with a famine caused by years of bad harvests, as well as the economic crash caused by the total devaluation of Egypt's currency. This led Rome, Egypt's longtime ally and creditor, to take an interest in calming things down, and as Rome's own civil war ended abruptly on Egypt's shores, Julius Caesar found himself would famously take a side in Egypt's raging conflict. War and the larger-than-life historical personalities that controlled it are the only reasons this era was chosen for Assassin's Creed Origins either. Egypt at this moment was a clash of old and new, caught in a transition between millennia of tradition and a rapid cultural upheaval that will change it forever, which makes it the ideal setting to tell the story of the birth of the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood as we now know it today. It also doesn't hurt that this is when the country was arguably at its most dynamic, diverse, and visually engaging, making it right for Assassin's Creed's unique brand of historical tourism. It's a moment in time when the country is very, very green, because they irrigated more than they did after, and more than they did before. It was really the best time for them, says Durand, the historical creative lead of Assassin's Creed Origins. In terms of landmarks, this is also the time where you have the ancient wonders of the world in better shape. You have the Lighthouse of Alexandria, the Pyramids of Giza. Then you have this Roman presence that's just about to invade Egypt. It's already being felt, because they are everywhere. They're just waiting to invade for that perfect moment that's going to come very soon. And at the center of it all is Cleopatra herself, the last real pharaoh of Egypt. She remains one of the most extraordinary and fascinating figures in history, and her machinations play a key role in the game's history. What she did as a ruler of Egypt is unprecedented, says Durand. She was able to reclaim all of the possessions that had been lost by her ancestors. She was very agile in a very complex political game where she had very little power compared to the person of Julius Caesar. We now know so little of Cleopatra, but the things we do know about her make her very interesting and fantastic. She was an incredible person. Incredible or no, she likely faced her share of rebellions, which had been frequently problematic for her ancestors, and which the developers are weaving into the game's storyline. History doesn't record any specific rebellions during the Cleopatra's reign, but the crushing conditions at the time, coupled with a social hierarchy that put Greeks at the top and gave native Egyptians little chance for upward mobility, had the makings of a powder keg of civil unrest. At the time of Cleopatra, there are no known rebels that are against the reign, and the reason for that is, if there were people that were rebels, their names were erased from history, says Durand. It's most likely that there were a lot of rebellions back then. We know that they existed, we just don't know the names of these people. We do know the names of some rebels from other time periods during the reign of Cleopatra's ancestors. One is Herfurna, another is Alcmachus. They are very popular in Egyptian history, and they were very good sources of inspiration for the unique rebels in the game. They would rebel mostly because of the burden of their taxes, because of Egypt's bureaucracy, as Durand. All of that was an inheritance of the pharaonic system, so it wasn't new because there were Greek rules. But at the precise moment, there were a lot of taxes, as well as a lot of battles linked with the dynastic wars. That is, wars inside Egypt against rebellions, and wars outside of Egypt. To protect other kingdoms, they were owned by the pharaohs. These wars needed a lot of men to fight them, and because they needed a lot of men, these men could not work in the fields, but they still had to pay taxes. It was a source of very heavy frustration for a lot of people. That's to say nothing of the civil war between Cleopatra and her brother, which history did record, and which wasn't entirely unusual given the centuries of familial infighting, incest, and assassination that characterized the Ptolemaic dynasty. Pretty much everyone in Cleopatra's ancestry has been killed, assassinated, drowned in the Nile, or something like that. All of them. So in a very short amount of time, they changed the person on the throne very, very often, and very quickly, and that created a lot of confusion and devalued the sacred pharaoh. It tarnished the luster of its rulers in Egypt. Now in the game, Ptolemy XII appears to have the full support of a masked secret society calling itself the Order of the Ancients. And since history tells us the boy king's seizure of the power was orchestrated mostly by his advisors, it's likely the masked men behind the civil war itself. In any case, Cleopatra would soon have a powerful ally of her own. Guys and girls, that's been it for this video where we talk about Cleopatra and Ptolemy in this video. Guys, subscribe because tomorrow I'll be uploading my video on Julius Caesar and how he informs Assassin's Creed in this sense. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you make that like button down below, subscribe for more Assassin's Creed Origins videos, and comment if you're excited to see Cleopatra in Assassin's Creed Origins. Bye for now guys, and have an amazing day.